Hello, and today we've got a bit of a different video to show you today. So yeah, I'm very excited for Doom 4. I mean, I've already made a whole series of me playing the original Doom, but one thing that caught my attention in particular is they're making a Doom Snapmap, which is a level designer for Doom, which you can go out and make your own levels. And upon seeing it, my immediate thought was, this looks just like the TimeSplitters map maker. And that was really good. And I thought, I'll do a video of TimeSplitters mapmaker to give you an idea of what Doom Snapmap is sort of going for. So I'll sort of go through like how you could do it in TimeSplitters. So here you can change the theme, and I wonder if I don't know if Doom Snapmap might do the same thing, but all we've seen is people made like maps of like the actual like laboratory base, the UAC, and I imagine they could do like you could change the theme to hell or something. So in that sense, let's go for horror. You have things like weapon sets and bot sets. You can choose what weapons will be on the map, what sort of enemies you want. I'll keep them on mapmaker. I'll change the bot set to like the undead or something. Music recommended. Spawn sound effects. Yeah, if you want that. I'll just keep it simple. Make the whole thing indoor. And yeah, all right. Let's get to the actual thing. Yeah, it's an old PS2 game, everything has to load. Okay, so first premise is how you make your maps. Now, the way it works is this is just like Doom Snapmap. The way it works is you have sort of pre-made rooms, like prefabricated rooms, and you sort of you put it on this grid that you sort of see here. This is sort of how Doom Snapmap sort of did it. And basically you just kind of like snap your levels together. I guess that's why they call it Doom Snapmap, but so say for example, I don't know, let's start with this sort of room with a pentagram on it. Awesome. So you have this tile, you place it down. Alright, we got part of the map done. So sort of from up here, you sort of have to think, alright, what should I build next? So Doom Snapmap's going for that sort of idea where you take these sort of rooms and you kind of build up your level as you go. But if they're going to do that, then fine, but what I want them to do is to have more rooms. Like, here we've got quite a good, like, amount. We've got over 45 different tiles you can put in, but for a newer console, I'd imagine they should have more. So now let's build this, a T-junction. So what this is there'll be 3 different openings, which will open out to different rooms that we'll build in. So let's put it right next to it, like this. So now you can walk in here, and now you can either go down this way or this way, and that's like up to you to how you want to build it. So let's say here, let's have some corridors. So you can choose from different type of corridors. So let's make this long corridor kind of spiral up here. There we go. I won't make a particularly big map because I want to go through some of the other things. So say the corridor goes up here, and you let's make this room here. What this does as well is you can also change like what floor level you're on. So at the moment we're on the bottom floor. If I press L1, we go up a floor. So what this room is you can see it from here. It's a ground floor, then you have a staircase, and it goes up to a higher floor. And from here we can see that this is how the ramp looks. So now from here we can actually build other rooms above it. And of course you can go over your bottom floor, so that's pretty cool. And you have many different sort of ramps you can build as well, which will also lead to higher floors. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a ramp here, press up, now we're on the higher floor, and we'll make that connect with it. So yeah. And pretty much Doom Snapmap is going to sort of go for that sort of idea, which, I mean, for people who don't really know how to build maps, it's an easy way of, like, understanding it. It's just, here's a bunch of rooms, connect them how you want, and, yeah. So here we go. So what TimeSplitters does as well, you can press select, and you can sort of see what your map looks like. Now, if I want to see how it would fully look like, I'll have to actually quit and look at it. So In fact, let's quickly do that. In Doom, however, I think they're going to have it so the map is already there when you're editing it, so you don't have to wait for it to load, which is quite nice. So yeah, so once you build your map, you can then add objects in it, you can change the lighting, put how many enemies you want it, and the big thing that Doom Snapmap was going to do is you can edit game logic, and I'll show that off in a minute. Now, to most of you, that word you probably don't know what that means. Like, does that mean anything to you? Game logic? Well, it's actually one of the coolest things that you can do. So here we are. We're on the top floor already because we went up the stairs. Here's the ramp. Now this is the T-junction that was made. So it has 3 different corridors. This is the pentagram room we made. So it's looking alright so far. It's a good map. So this is that corridor I made. Then here's that room again, where you have a staircase. And of course I can build other rooms around it. This is just how I built it so far. Okay, so that's sort of what the map looks like. Looks okay. It's just a simple map. I'm not really trying to make the best map ever, but... So I'm going to sort of make a little story map, like a sort of mission sort of map. So what I'm going to do now is, when this loads back up, I'm going to say that, let's say you start in that room with the ramp, and let's put a pistol at the very start so you have a weapon to start with. Alright. Now this is what I mean by game logic. So what I'm going to do now, if I can find it, I'm going to place a door here, but it's going to be locked. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it so you have to find a switch to unlock the door. And another thing I'm going to do is I'll put a window here. You can't go through the window, but you can sort of use it to see the other side of the level. So, okay, so here we go. Got a door here, it's locked. So I'm going to make it so you have to go up here, fight an enemy, and then you have to press a switch. Now this is what Doom Snapmap's going to have, and I think it's one of the coolest features, because once you build a map, you can actually make it do things. Like, you can make it so the light flickers, or at certain points, or enemies spawn once you collect an item, or you could... The possibilities that would probably be endless. Well, not fully endless, but... Alright, so here... So the way the logic thing works is you have a trigger, then an action. The trigger is when you do something, and then the action is what will happen after that, after the trigger happens. So, for example, we're going to go on triggers. So we want object, switch, upon first activation. Alright. Now we're going to place the switch. Let's have it sort of tucked on the side of the room there. Alright, done. So now we set it so when we press this switch, now we go on action, door, so select door from map. So we're going to make it so when you press the switch, this door will open, will unlock. So now to advance, you actually have to kind of explore the level a little bit. And see, other level editors, especially like the Far Cry map editor, you can't do things like that. And I think it's really cool that you can do other things. Now, of course, that's just an example. There are so many other things you could do. So here's another thing we're going to do. First off, let's make an enemy, just so it makes it more interesting. So I've set it so all the enemies are undead characters. So yeah, let's just have a... obviously, they're zombies, they shouldn't have guns, so let's not... So let's just have them stationary, and he's going to sort of be guarding the switch. Alright. Now here's something that's going to be quite interesting. So let's make another enemy. Now what I'm going to set this enemy to do is he's going to spawn at a certain point. Like, he's not going to be there straight away, he's going to spawn. So what we want is spawn and attack. Alright. So we're going to spawn him right here. And alright, so now this is another interesting thing you can do. So here's another idea of what you can do with logic. And I'm guessing Doom Snapmap will probably do similar things. So here's another thing we'll do. So we're going to go on pick up. let's put a shotgun in the middle of that room. You know, it'll catch the player's attention. Be like, oh, there's a gun. Right. However, we're going to set it so once you pick up that gun, if I can find where it is, yeah, that zombie I put down there, he's going to spawn when you pick it up. And I know straight away with Doom Snapmap you can do things like that, and that's pretty cool because you can add certain events, you can make traps. It's a very good idea for like when you create levels. All right, but we're gonna add something else. So when you pick up the gun, the zombie's gonna spawn, but we're gonna do something different. Not only he's gonna spawn, the lights are gonna change, and this is one of the coolest things you can do. So right now I'm selecting which tiles is going to be affected, so I might as well do most of them. Can only select 10, alright, fair enough. Right, that'll do. So now I can go on set new lights, and let's have it so the lights are pulsing. So what that means is, see up there, the lights are going to do that. Alright, speed up a little more. Let's make the red a bit lighter. So now, what's going to happen now is once you pick up that shotgun, that zombie's going to spawn in front of you, and the lights are going to change. So in fact, let's test that out right now. So yeah, so seeing Doom Snapmap doing this is really cool, because obviously, as I said, you can actually set up traps. You can make it so like parts of the map open when you do certain things. So basically, it's not just a mission of can you complete the level, you have to kind of do other things to complete the level. Alright, yeah, sorry about that, the level's loading. Okay, so here's the pistol, there it is. Alright, here we go. See, door's red, so you kind of go, what does that mean? It's locked. Okay, I can't get through. Alright, go up here. Alright. Oh. Who's that? Oh, it's a zombie. Shoot it. Alright, there's the window. So you'd be like, oh, there's more of the level over there. Can't get there though. There's a switch. Flick it on. So you go back. Oh, like the door's green. What does that mean? Oh, it's open now. Okay, cool. So, walking down this corridor. Not much's happening. Oh, looks like a shotgun. Let's pick that up. Oh god, what's happening? Oh god, there's a zombie. Shoot it. And now all the lights are gone. Very bad. It's really scary. Now, see, this is an example of what you could do with Doom Snapmap since they're adding that logic thing. So that's just a simple example. You can make it so there's like, I don't know, like 10 enemies spawn behind you or something. Here we go. Now made it to the other side of the window. There you go. It's just a basic map. So yeah, and before I end this video, I thought I'd create one more thing because this is a really cool thing, and I wonder if Doom will do the same thing. You can actually make cameras that you can see parts of the level, and I always found that to be such a cool thing. So what I'll do on items, select the camera. Oh, you can put cameras with guns on it. In fact, yeah, let's do that. So let's put a camera in that pentagram room that I didn't really go in. Alright, yeah, that's fine. So now what you'd then do is go on logic again. Actually no, with cameras you can just do it like this. Let me just... Alright, so switch. Whoop. Let's just put the switch right in front of us, just so it's easy to find it. So yeah, we want it to be switchable, because obviously this is a camera, you need to be able to get on and out of it. So basically now you link that switch to that camera, be like, yep, this is what I want it to control. Alright, so let's just quickly do this. And I can imagine this being a really cool sort of multiplayer feature for Doom Snapmap, where you could create levels where a person has to navigate like a bunch of rooms and the other player like controls cameras. That could be a pretty cool idea. See, straight away I'm already thinking of what other possibilities you can have with this logic mechanic. So, right, so here we go. Let's go on this. Here you go. Now I can control that camera I placed in and shoot. So as I said, that could be an idea someone could do. Someone could be like, let's make a level where someone has to like walk through these rooms. There's so many enemies, and the other player has to like protect him. Alright, so there we go. That's sort of it. So as you can see, so pretty much Doom. What you've seen, that's sort of what Doom Snapmap's going for. It's going for that whole. You take predefined rooms, you can snap them together, then you can add different logics to it. So either make doors that need switches, or you could make it so you pick up something and then enemies spawn. But there are so many other things. Those were just a few examples. If I go here, you can see the camera, you can see the auto gun that I was using. So that's it for this video. I thought I'd show that off because that's pretty much a sort of insight to how Doom Snapmap is sort of going to look like. Because yeah, because TimeSplitters came out, what, this is like 11 years ago now, but they already had like a level editor which was pretty cool. In fact, I still play it now. It's really cool to make levels and stuff. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.